What's up? What's up? What's good? It's your girl Bees Billy, aka Fly Like Bees, aka Big Bees, not the little one. And you already know what the fuck going on, man. I have amazing motherfuckers on my podcast right now. You know what I'm saying? They getting into that old, you know what I'm saying? They get into that music talk. You know what I'm saying? They with that J. Cole shit, that Kendrick shit. You know what I'm saying? That Mick Jenkins shit, that Isaiah shit. That yeah, they in a bag. You know what I'm saying? And from what I heard the other night, you in a totally different bag too. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I can respect motherfuckers who like step outside of what's going on. Like, oh my God, I can't stand. I be searching for new shit like all the time. So yes, we're going to introduce our guest, and I'm gonna say his name, but I'm gonna let him introduce himself too because I'm glad that I remembered it and I got it right. Salvino Santiago, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. It's Calvino Santiago. You were Santiago. It's okay. Everybody does it. You're good. Trust me, everybody does it. I mean, like my first show, I remember, the dude was like, DJ was like, "What's your name?" I was like, "Calvino Santiago." And he was like, "All right, bet." He was like, "Calvino Santiago," and I was like, so. My friend was like, he was like, "Listen, when you go up there, like they're gonna mess your name up. You gotta make sure like people know your name. They gotta say it right." And that's what I was like, all right, listen. I was like, DJ, fuck my name up. I was like, it's Calvino Santiago. Oh, sorry. It's Calvino Santiago. And so they were like, oh, okay, makes sense. It's got a good ring to it.
Yeah, man. And me, I'm Jamal Adante, aka 00Carter6. Man, I do a little bit of everything, man. I'm a photographer, videographer. I make music.
What else?
I'm a landscaper.
What else? Wow.
Hey, man, I just know I'm just great. That's it.
Period. Period. Ain't no love like self-love, man. Sure. So, you know what I'm saying? Thank you for tapping in. I know y'all can see we passing our mic back and forth. I got a shortage in my cord, so I'd rather get the great audio like this than have all that shit in the background in case some shit go wrong. You know what I'm talking about? We ghetto as fuck over here, and that's cool. We ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be, listen, remember these early episodes so y'all can see where the fuck we going. And I got a lot of shit planned. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for being on here. I'm going to say that before the interview even get all the way in there. And I ain't even mean to call it an interview. I already told you. We just having conversations about shit that we love, inspired by, shit that fucking like just motivates us. We ain't doing no capping on here. Y'all see the name, man. That's the only rule that I have on this podcast. No capping allowed. Period. That's it. Everybody be they self, say what they want, do what they want. We are respectful to each other. We do our big one. That's all this platform about you. This is a safe space to be you at all times. That's the second rule. I lied. No capping at all, and you can't be nobody but your motherfucking self. You know what I'm saying? Period. So yeah, we just gonna tap in. We gonna tune in. Y'all was in y'all shit. Y'all was in y'all bag. That's gonna be an excellent clip. I'm always thinking like that, y'all. So if y'all see me off in the cut, kind of like writing some timestamps down or something, that's because I'm thinking before this shit even done. You know what I'm saying? I definitely want to give a shout out to my sponsors. You know what I'm saying? Big Loaf. We just got this right here. This is just a little couch ornament. We turned the t-shirt to a couch ornament. But Loaf Apparel, Life on the Flight. Y'all can go on officialflightlife.com and y'all can get everything. Tap in, tune in, you know what I'm saying? Buckets. This is not a loaf bucket. I feel ashamed right now, but fuck it. Y'all know I got one on 360 out of 365 days of the year. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, big facts, no cap. Loaf Apparel, check that out. We gonna get into some things, man. You know what I'm saying? I love this being organic. This actually was just all not even planned. This all this shit just happened today.
Yeah, that's true.
Chief said he was coming through today. I hit you up like, shit, let's make it a thing. Can you come today? We was working for Sunday. Yeah. I said, let's do it today. Fuck it. Ain't no time like perfectly. I appreciate you for coming on short notice. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. I'm going to start off just by saying how I know you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't really know you, but how I know of you. You know what I'm saying? Okay, shout out to Battleground, Fight for Ohio. That's my boy, Meech the Shredder. You know what I'm saying? He has this competition show he do, bracket style. You come in, you go song for song, battle style, you know what I'm saying? Whoever win, they end up coming to the champ, Big Jazzo. Shout out to you again, 4th-time champion.
Jazz is a really good person. I know her.
Yeah, she's definitely great personality. She seems very genuine and got great music, work ethic, all that shit. Like performance is crazy. Like she just be on her shit, and
she's on a new level.
At another level for sure. She definitely almost up out of here though, for sure. So shout out to Big Envy Jazzo. Yeah, and it's just a competition style. You was definitely one of the performers, and I am a judge on that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to me. You know what I'm saying? I definitely be doing my thing when it comes to that judging shit because I'm very unbiased. I don't know a lot of people who's performing. You know what I'm saying? Unless I met them through that, and that's what I like. That's what I like. Exactly though. All type. I'm talking about all type of different types of music, just like from the ratchet shit to the alternative to the fucking slide to the fuck all that shit. Like,
what was her name? Who I went up against first?
Was it Miss Baby?
Miss Baby.
Yeah, Miss Baby. She'll actually be on here in a couple weeks too. Shout out to Miss Baby.
I was impressed. She did good actually.
She got this rasp in her voice though. You know what I'm saying? She real little, like respectfully, real short, little petite. And she just got like this raspy voice and her shit just aggressive though. You know what I'm saying? Like so yeah, shout out to her. Shout out to your girl. That was one of my questions. He just let y'all know he's not single. So ladies, fall the fuck back unless y'all into that type of shit.
I mean, I'm not gonna say nothing that's not gonna get me killed.
Okay. Respectfully. This is Big Facts, no cap. Relax.
I'm in an open relationship, but like I'm cool.
Oh, you in an open relationship?
I'm cool.
We gonna get into some things. I told y'all shit gets spicy over here. We everywhere. What we got going on? Hold on. Okay. So yeah, I saw you perform. You had like 2 bangers. You feel me? And it was so different. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, oh, I need you on a podcast. People that come on this podcast or watch this podcast, they expect me to have a certain type of artist.
Yeah.
When don't put me in a motherfucking box. We fucks with all, we eclectic. You know what I'm saying? We like all type of music. I love all type of music. It don't matter. Eclectic for sure. For sure. I love all type of music. I really starting to shy away from rap. You know what I'm saying? I listen to shit like when it drop, but I don't replay a lot of rap. You know what I'm saying? I'm more in my melodic and my R&B bag.
R&B is crazy.
Crazy. And
I got these vinyls. Found in my cousin basement. It's like crates of vinyls just on top of vinyls.
That's the fun part.
From everybody from Prince and Michael Jackson to Teddy Pendergrass all the way to Billy Ocean to Marvin Gaye. I'm talking about like everybody that we grew up on. Like, and I've been in that bag lately. Like I went through a time where every day I just go because I want to sample records too, like as a producer and stuff like that. I'm really tapped into an ear like that. So when I hear a rhythm or something like that, it's gonna be like, okay, let me note this because I need this sample at this part right here. But nevertheless, I just been going through them crates and I've been going through records after records, and I just want to say, man, it's nothing like organic music. Like I really can't like this new music that we got now. I like it because it's new. But like when you go back and listen to everything that was before this, it kind of just puts you in perspective of where we headed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a different type of change that happens with music. Like, and all of these records really R&B records. Like I even got like some Tony Braxton. No, Sade album. Sade's album. The one with Is It a Crime? I can't think of the name of that album right now. But that album from front to back is so crazy. Like Sade was in a different type of. She was in a different type of bag when she was out, man. Like back then she was in a different type of bag, and it's like even now it carry over to today, and it's still nobody that sound like Sade.
You would be surprised though. You would definitely be surprised. What I will say is, before we, Big Chief in the building, you know what the fuck going on. All right, so look, before we get into the Sades, before we get into all that, this is how I met Santiago.
You got it.
No. What's your stage name? Because you know I'm gonna call you the family shit. Yeah. Like,
see, that's the thing. I really haven't figured that one out yet.
You gotta figure that out.
I have to. Like right now, like, my name is Jamal.
Jamal Adante is actually fire. Like when you said it the first time, it's like it's definitely given because that's your name, right? So why not?
You should keep that.
Maybe
That's
you
my
should
last
change that.
That's my last
Well, think of it like this. You always want a name.
I ain't
that's
gonna lie, I
going
like
to-
the first and the middle name.
Yeah, I think because it sounds legendary.
And it's gonna be like that. Like what you say? How you say? It's gonna put motherfuckers on it. Like what you say? Cause I still say it again. Jamal Dante. For sure. That's hard, ain't it? Facts. Yeah, that's hard. Okay, my bad.
No, you good. Like you ever heard of the 3-syllable rule?
What is it?
All right, Kendrick Lamar,
Right.
Kanye West,
Right.
Salvino Santiago. Like
There's 3 or more.
Yeah.
Okay.
The 3 or more rule. Like if you really can do that, that gets your name out there. Like I'm impressed because Yeet's name is so simple, and like I'm like I like it. I used to be like Yeet, but like
I like his song.
it sounds crazy.
Yeah, that used to be the thing though.
Afterlife is my album of the year, to be honest. Like Yeet.
Right.
That is probably how he got his
Right.
name.
It gotta be.
It's probably
Because there's only one Yeet that we know.
Man, I would love
For sure.
to meet Yeet. Let me tell you, I just want to meet him to ask that question. Yeah, I just want to ask and be like, "How'd you get your name?"
Oh,
Right.
He does talk about Tonkins and cars, so I mean, I'm thinking that's gotta be it.
Right. Okay, so look, let me get into this. The first time I met Moore, my bad. But the first time I met Moore, I don't know how old he was. Like, you was definitely young as fuck, because I was young as fuck. So you for sure. I don't know.
I had to be like,
What you think?
I had to be like 15.
About 15?
That was when I first started with the camera.
Okay, yeah. And that's what I was about to get into.
That's impressive.
He popped up with the camera. He just, how we do. We find a new interest, we get some shit, and we just trying to figure certain shit out. And it was just, you know what I'm saying? It was just like some little shit he was trying to figure out, and I think I'm like, oh, that ain't shit like da 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 da. And then after that, he was intrigued. He got to ask some more questions like, well, shit, well, how you do this then? Like, you know what I'm saying? And we just sat down. That's all we talked about probably for a little minute though. You know what I'm saying? Was just talking about cameras. Like,
That's cool.
And you got Chief in the background, like, yeah, nigga, I told you she was the like. So yeah, and I love when my first encounter with people are from shit that I love. You know what I'm saying? Like creating, like I didn't touch everything. I feel like you should learn how to do everything yourself. You might get tired of doing it yourself, but at least you know how to do it. You would never need to.
That's like me with cooking right now.
For sure.
I don't like cooking, but I'll learn it.
For sure. So yeah, so I didn't, like I said, I didn't step behind that camera. I didn't rap. I'm on my melodic shit. Yeah, I fuck with the music heavy. A lot of people in this battleground scene don't know that I rap or that I do music because that's intentional though. You know what I'm saying? That's an intentional thing because that's not
Something you gotta find out.
that too, but it's like that's not really something that I'm have in my forefront right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm more in my media bag right now. I dedicated a lot of years to music, just creating music, even though if I didn't create a lot of years to the actual business behind it. But I for sure spent a lot of years of my life creating music. So once I found the new love that I fuck with almost as much as I fuck with the music, it's like, oh yeah, this is it.
So when I had linked up with you for the first time, it was on some like that was the first moments of me crafting who I am as a photographer. When I first met you, I didn't know nothing about. I'm gonna say I knew the bare minimum. I knew the shutter speed. I knew ISO. I knew that, but now it's like so even from then, it's like I learned so much about the camera. Like I know the camera like the back of my. I know the camera like my eye. Like I even know to this day. Like whenever I pick my camera up, I know exactly what settings it is right when I hit the shutter speed because I can hear the sound. Or like I know which way to go up or down with my like with the shutter or the ISO or like the aperture. And even now, like before then, I didn't know how to work in the studio. I didn't know the rules of lighting. I didn't know how to perfect lighting just by having the window here.
So you must be offended by this shit we on right now.
Who? I ain't say that. I didn't say that. I love this right here. I love this right
only
here.
because the Wi-Fi is acting crazy. Like I usually use that as my webcam, and that shit crispy clear.
No, this gravy
But
right
my
here.
Wi-Fi acting crazy, so he's straight off the phone with it.
No, it ain't nothing wrong with this. It ain't.
Nothing
Listen. It ain't nothing wrong
No,
with
I
this
just know
right
how
here.
I be though. Like
Yeah.
I do music, so if I walk in the studio and I hear some shit that's like,
Mhm.
this is-
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
But you
I'm gonna feel.
remember this too, like, you know, sometimes you gotta work with something first.
Oh, the show
and
must
then,
go on.
yeah,
You
like,
See
you
what just
gotta
happened
turn.
at Battleground. We was waiting for 2 hours.
Yeah,
Waiting on artists to pull up. The show must go
what
on.
was
It's
up
gonna
with
get-
that?
You know, if I got a camera right behind there. I just really love to record straight to the stream deck.
Yeah,
And
that's
they go straight to YouTube, and I don't have to worry about none of that shit.
no,
Like,
that's
Yeah, I
great.
get
That's
that.
you
I
saving
get
yourself so much time, like with
I'll tell-
editing,
listen, I'll tell
like
you
all that shit.
True.
Hey, but look. I was about to say, I didn't know nothing about lighting position or nothing like that.
Right.
But like, it's like he was on my ass, like, bruh, keep that camera with you, and I started to feel like
That's
pressure,
true.
like, oh my fucking god, like niggas always telling me keep my camera with me, but I'm trying to make some money off
Because
this shit.
here's why. I learned this very quickly, like being
Mhm.
a photographer, a videographer. Have your fucking camera with you at all times because you
You
never
don't
know
know.
when you're gonna be inspired or some shit
Yeah.
is gonna happen in the moment. Like I'm so pissed because like I can't trust people like with my card. So I'm like, I don't know, like I try and keep my camera tucked underneath my like car or like in the
Mhm.
back some shit and like wrap it over and close and shit.
Mhm.
But I got a nice camera bag now and thank God. It looks like a basic bag, but it's a camera bag.
Mhm.
But like you just never know.
Facts.
Like the reason, like, all right, so like for example, not to cut
So
you off or
went to
anything.
photography too.
I'm a videographer and photographer. And so Jazzo's music video for Head,
Mhm.
me and Common Famous shot that.
Oh,
Mhm.
Kalante.
Yeah,
Kalante
Kalante.
Anderson.
Kalante is a very good person.
Very great artist as
Yes,
well. Kalante, I need you on Big Facts No Cap.
I will.
I know Jazz can make that happen too. Okay, y'all, we got somebody else.
I'll talk to him.
For sure.
Y'all come together and make that happen.
I haven't talked to him in a minute. Last time I saw Jazz was at Battleground. Or no, I seen her in passing at Captivate.
Yeah, Kalante was actually at Battleground 3, I think. They had performed Head.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Y'all know what's so crazy? I was taking pictures at the wedding one time, and so I guess I had went to the bathroom or something like that. And you know how like you could hear a song or you just get the humming a song or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in the bathroom. This is the weirdest shit ever, no homo. But I'm in the bathroom and this older nigga walked in the building. He walked in the door. He like, you gonna be a singer? I was like, what?
Right.
He said, yeah, you gonna be a singer. I could tell. I said, man, all right, how you?
This
This was before my interest. Like I always knew, like it's a part of me where music has always been in my life. Like even down to my parents helping me discover like the greatest of the greats, like from top to bottom.
Right.
So it's like music always been inside of my head. Like it's never a time where I don't hear something inside of my head. Like I swear, like I'll be thinking I'm crazy sometimes because I always hear music. I hum when I'm working. I'm humming or rapping. Like I freestyle when I'm just bored.
Right.
Music always been a part of my life, in other words. So like for him to say that, and I got the camera in my hand right now, so it's like, damn, was he right? You know what I'm saying? Like, was he right? How did he even know? How did he even see that when
That's
he first?
a
I
message
didn't know
from
this man
God.
at all, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
That's a message.
so
from God.
that's what I was getting to. So I had my interest, my peak interest was the camera, and it still is because I can do anything on that camera whenever I want to. But going back to what you said, you got to learn a whole bunch of stuff at one time.
You do. And certain shit, the shit that you may be as least passionate about, gets you in the door to
Get
a
you in the
lot
door
of
everywhere.
bigger opportunities. Some shit. You experience shit along the journey.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
That's true. You
Look,
learn the ups and downs.
Yeah, I experienced so much shit along my journey. Like, but I always had a wide view, like just a range of shit that I wanted to do anyway.
Yeah.
I never put myself in the box like, oh yeah, I want to be a rapper when I grow up, or I want to be this, or I want to be that.
Yeah.
I just knew that I wanted to be in the industry, even if I had to play the background. I was cool with that. I just not even the industry, just like the industry. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, look at it like that. Like Travis Scott was in the background for a very long time.
Yeah, for sure.
We never knew that.
Right.
It was like, you know, it wasn't until like he got a writing credit, or no, he got producing credits off Jesus,
Y'all about to say Kanye.
and like, you know,
But
from
I want
there.
to touch on that too.
Go on.
I don't. His last album, Utopia.
Oh, I loved it. That was really good.
So
I think
wait,
how many tracks was it?
I don't know.
Yeah,
It had to be like
I
20.
think not that many.
Maybe 15.
Let me see, maybe 15.
I think I put for like maybe 6 tracks, 5,
Really?
So I liked Utopia. Yeah.
Fiend is hard. Fiend is hard.
I think I liked Utopia for the just because Travis Scott always bring uniqueness. Like you just never know. 19?
19
Yeah,
tracks.
20. 6 of them. Yeah.
I could give you my top 5 once he's done.
So I really only listened to it one time, which is rare because I be trying to listen to albums fully, and I be trying to actually catch to see if like it's a deeper meaning behind the albums or something like that. And sometimes it's really frustrating because like you want to listen to an album to see if it's a meaning to it, and sometimes it just literally don't be a meaning to an album. And I feel like,
do you feel like that, or do you just feel like you can't perceive the meaning?
Maybe, but like
a lot of shit is very personal. It's not meant for everybody.
Did you watch the movie?
The Travis?
The Utopia movie?
No.
Oh,
what is
so
home?
you think it correlates for sure to the movie?
Yeah.
Really?
Sure. Yeah.
See?
Yeah, for sure.
How you see what I'm saying?
I really think like there's a deeper meaning to Utopia that I don't think a lot of people really hit.
So what I got out of it was that Utopia was basically like a heaven. Like a heaven type of thing, like a heaven type of concept.
Okay.
Where it's like, what was his last album?
Astroworld.
Astroworld was kind of like.
Well, was it Astroworld?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Astroworld.
Yeah.
Well, like official album, yeah.
Right. I feel like Astroworld was kind of like that album where,
like a roller coaster.
Yeah, like you coming in, like it's an amusement park. Like you having fun with this shit. It's experimental. It's ups and downs and this shit, and it's deeper meanings to it, but not. It's really on the track of just experience, like literally just like genuine experience. But I feel like Utopia is kind of like that transition of transcending. Like it's kind of like that elevation era where it's like even with songs like Fate, it could be like an overcoming album. You feel me? Like,
but I would agree with that more of an overcoming album just based off of all the shit that came behind Astroworld.
Right.
You know
like
you gotta think about everything that came with that. He probably couldn't wait to drop something else to kind of like get that shit up out. Because he's still going through that shit to this day. You know what I'm saying? So Astroworld was a crazy space.
Crazy. Yeah, it was really
So
wild.
so I think Utopia really is kind of like that. Overcoming and that kind of comfort where it's like, like I can kick back, I can have my kick it, and I don't really have to tend to everybody as an audience. I could only tend to my people as an audience, and I could bring in who I want to hear. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's true.
Astroworld was really like, if you think about how many features on it and who all on that album, it's kind of like a reach out to everybody. It's like I want everybody. I'm introducing everybody into my world. This Astroworld.
Well, that was also Rodeo,
right?
Like Rodeo was. Listen, like if we're gonna be honest, Rodeo brought trap aesthetic into mainstream popular music. I mean, that elevation, that limit breaker, that pushing balances.
Is it trap or is it like?
Oh, it's definitely a trap album. It's psychedelic trap.
I was about to say, is it trap or psychedelic?
That is psychedelic trap music, and I think he created and paved the genre in his own way.
So, what is your actual thoughts? Like,
on Utopia?
1 through 10, Travis as an artist, period. Like,
oh, he's definitely like a solid 9. I give him a lot of credit. Well, here's the thing. Okay, like Travis is like I can kind of relate to Travis in a way in certain aspects. Travis came from a very fucked up home life, like, and I can relate to that shit. But he doesn't shy from it. Like his music is really shiced because you have to understand like how hard and dark and hard of a place he wants to portray that like idealism. And so like for example, like the last song off Astroworld is my favorite song off Astroworld, Coffee Beans. And like he's like bad news, like, and I was like, oh well, this is different. I didn't think it was gonna be anything, but he's talking about his relationship with Kylie, he's talking about his relationship with Stormy, like, and it gives that idea like he's just really trying to live his life as a normal human being, but he knows deep down inside he's not a normal human being. And that's Astroworld. That is Astroworld. That's the point of Astroworld. Like, here's the thing. So, Utopia, I've listened to it 25 times. First time, I didn't like it. Second time, I was like, okay, it's okay. Third time, that's when I picked up on it. Third time, and since then, every time I've listened to it, it's got better and better and better and better. And I can really do that with some albums. I was shocked because I didn't like Astroworld, Was not a fan of Astroworld. Rodeo is one of my favorite albums, probably of all time, like top 30, top 40. And I was like, okay, like, you know, if I got it physical, then I feel like I could deep dive into it. So I bought it on physical. I bought the CD at the Exchange by my house. I listened to it instead of listening to it streaming wise, and man, it's a different ball game.
Always different.
It is a different ball game, but I think the meaning of utopia is to realize that not everybody's utopia for them is their utopia. It's a dystopia.
Right.
And so it was interesting because
it's called utopia.
Yeah, well, the two tracks that he made, Mafia with J. Cole and everybody else, and then Escape Plan. I thought it was different and interesting because the cover art is based off of but it's based off of something, and he just kind of portrayed it as his own. Which I'm like, okay, you know, originality, okay, yeah, but he was biting off a little too hard, I felt, but. It was what was in the newspaper that was interesting because everybody was like, well, maybe the album is just going to be called Dystopia. But you realize, like, and you have to remember, like, we have to also remember this. Travis made Yeezus. Kanye educated Yeezus. Like, so it makes sense why Travis would go back to a sound where he never really got to adventure.
Like the biggest big lash because like it's giving Yeezus vibes. Like what
y'all like hint to that.
That is though.
Well, I will say like one song does kind of sound like Black Skinhead. It does in that way, but I'm like, okay, but like he made this. I totally see this and I respect him for this because not a lot of people will want to drive back into their older shit. They want to diverge. And so he brought something out that didn't originally work. And one of the most controversial albums of all time, probably Yeezus is really up there. Like, so to bring that back and put it in his own perspective, in his own way and everything. And for Kanye to go up on stage and give him them kudos and co-sign him yet again, how many ever times, it's impressive.
Going back to the question, top 10, out of 10. I gotta give Travis for Utopia. I gotta give him.
So not Utopia, this
Just
Travis
out.
as an artist.
Oh, I got Travis up there at like a 7.
A 7? Okay.
I got Travis at a 7,
I can see
and I got him at a 7 because them last 3 points is kind of like that experimental thing with him, where it's like either you gonna catch it.
Want to hear something else?
Yeah, it's like also like. I like the psychedelic music, but it's like, how could we make psychedelic music without it coming off as that? Like,
that's true.
Like it's I want it to come off as like how like off, all right, bet like off how they clone Tyrone, like how the music was influencing everybody. I want to see how is Travis Scott's psychedelic music affecting, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see his next album. I want to see if it has any effect. Like, is it
so effective in what way?
Effect as in like, is it making people heal? Like, is it helping people heal, or is it helping people ingest the drugs and then feel the music? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like,
so that's a good point.
Because I feel like that's what his music brings. Like, if I want to listen to, like, if I want to get really high, if I want to sip on lean or something like that, and I just want to feel high, smoke a blunt and feel that way, like, I feel like his music is gonna carry that. Like, if I want to take shrooms, I will go and listen to Travis Scott and just feel what he's actually trying to portray. So it's like, and it's probably because he makes music off of psychedelics that it comes off of that way.
So is it everything that you don't like about it? The definition of what psychedelic music is, though?
Is it everything that I don't?
Take the drugs because you don't have to be.
You don't gotta be on it takes an intellectual to be able to ingest psychedelic music without being on psychedelics. And so, and I'm that type of person. Like, I feel like this is gonna sound crazy, but I feel like I'll be high on psychedelics without being high on psychedelics. Like,
okay, so that's where I wanted to get into it, because I think Travis actually makes music for people who don't want to do that stuff.
Right.
And I was gonna say, because here's why. Astroworld, looking at it from a perspective, right? Like, Astroworld, looking at it from a perspective of an artist standpoint and as a normal consumer of music, we have to look at it in 3 different ways. And these are the 3 key ways. Number 1, what was he on at that time making the music? What were you on and going through at that time of listening to the music? And what impact does it have for you in the future of your career or your livelihood? Right. And those are the most important things I ask myself, because I listen to my albums on repeat.
Really?
Yes, because here's why. I, as a perfectionist, want to be able, like, I don't give a shit if someone thinks it's trash. I made this for me because this is what I was going
through. Your music, yeah.
Just in general, from any artist standpoint.
Okay.
An artist, not a rapper, not a singer, you know, as somebody who crafts their music, which he does. A lot of the production on Utopia is his production. Like, I think it's like 75 or 65% of the album is his production. You have to see where he's coming from, because he doesn't want to talk about all the publicity anymore. He doesn't want to talk about all that shit. And he's really over that. You can see it.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. I
you
think.
Can't be,
I think
be with someone like Kylie. And
well, here's the thing. But
be behind the scenes type of guy, though. You know
but here's the thing. He really loves her, and I think that in that way, because here's like when Stormy was born, he was a very different person. He was like still doing what he was doing, but it shifted him as a man to focus on other things. And like,
as he should. I think that's the life support.
Right.
Yeah. That's
right.
Everybody has a growth spurt where they have a kid,
right.
And it's different mentality and it's different.
It happened with
instantly kicks in.
It happened with
right.
Kendrick. It happened with Cole.
Right.
We watching motherfuckers literally grow up in the public eye.
Exactly.
And the crazy part is we growing with them.
Yeah, for sure.
And our sound, like, I ain't gonna fake. Cole said it in 1985, like when he was talking about how people will make music for what's going on right now, for the generation right now. But when them kids that's listening grow up, they gonna get too old for the shit that makes you blow up.
I mean, he was right.
He was right with your audience, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't think Travis. I don't think Travis.
Don't say it. Please say it.
I don't think Travis is one of those people.
Okay.
Really?
He's not growing with his audience.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, on a 1 through 10, I give Travis. I'm talking about mid though, for real, like mid, like maybe 5-6.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. Somewhere up in that area, 5-6. Because some days he can be a 6. You know what I'm saying? And some days he can be a 5 for me, only because of that exact reason right there. I do not feel like Travis is growing. You know what I'm saying? Like his sound, his sound. You know what I'm saying? Sonically, it's still the same shit. We just talked about him going back into the Yeezy sound. How long did the Yeezy come out? Like you didn't have to tell us, like, the motherfuckers who fucks with you, like, and really know that was you. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to double back. I respected the nostalgia of it. You know what I'm saying? I respect that, but I just feel like every song sound the same as well. It's like, that's the thing for me. I need to be able to be taken on not only these highs and these lows, you know what I'm saying, this roller coaster ride that we spoke of about Astro World, and I also need to be like in a different pocket. Me and Chief was just talking about this, like when we go in rooms, like we're able to adapt to every room. You know what I'm saying? Whether we talking about some ghetto hood rat shit or some fucking some motherfucking trust funds and fucking, you know what I'm saying, like shit like that, life insurance, like shit like that on a different. And I don't feel like Travis music is being able to be in these different rooms. I feel like you have to be, you want to cater to your core audience, but like you just said, he's trying to bring more people in and different people in just based off these fucking features we hear him on.
And that's a good point. Like, there was some caveats. Like, that's why I wanted to get into my top 5 songs of the album, because I think, Utopia. Okay. So I put, in no specific order, Hyena, Thank God, My Eyes, Sirens, and Fiend.
No telekinesis.
No, I think Schizo was definitely up there, but like, I appreciated his production. I appreciated what he was trying to do. He was trying to,
like kind of catered to a new to his original audience. But I do think he does explain very well. Like he's like because in the album like he starts, this shit is out of control, and so watching that in the movie, I was like, oh okay, now it clicks. Because the first couple times I listened to the album, I didn't watch the movie. I had to watch the movie and understand where he's coming from. There's a lot of psychedelic, yes, but there is a deeper meaning. And I think I saw it once I listened to the song Schizo. And I think he's trying to like basically call himself schizophrenic with these visions. And he's kind of like basically explaining like the drugs did this to him, but he now like doesn't do it as much anymore. And it's all he sees every day.
Is it that, or is it that now he lives with it every day?
Maybe.
Like,
I mean, but I think it's too soon to say. I think his next album will give either, because here's the thing: if he,
number 3, right? This is the third major album, right?
Yes, but hold on. Let me also say this: some artists don't grow till I say after their 4th, 5th album, where they truly get in their prime.
I think so.
I think so.
I think so, because think about it. You got I'm talking about J. Cole now.
Okay.
The Sideline Story, Born Center. Then you got 2014 Forest Hills Drive. That's junior album.
True.
Then you got For Your Eyes Only.
True.
That's senior album.
True.
And For Your Eyes Only really 2014 Drive really gave him the hype.
True.
But then For Your Eyes Only gave him the fan base to back it up.
Kanye West is another prime example.
Exactly.
Kanye West is
Graduation.
College Dropout, Graduation.
Then you got
I think it's 808s and Heartbreaks. I don't know.
For me, it's like Kanye is. It's like Kanye.
I think he's too on a
started up here
different
and
level.
slowly
He
went
declined.
downhill.
Really?
I think after
Donda
He
was
had a couple bumps and bruises along the
Okay,
way.
okay.
A couple of
okay.
peaks and valleys along the way. But
Okay.
the trajectory of
Yeah.
overall
Okay.
he went downhill.
So
look,
Do you don't like Donda?
I don't.
Really?
And my last
I
album.
don't like it, but it's one of the least favorite albums out of his whole catalog.
My last
Really?
my
Okay.
last album that I appreciated about Kanye was Ye and Kissy Ghost.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. I can
Really
see
more
that.
so Ye.
What was Ultralight Being On?
That's
That's
Father Stress. I mean
that's probably my favorite album.
That's the best album.
That's what I'm about to say.
Life of Pablo
Life of Pablo.
is really
That was, so look,
he really reinvented himself.
he did.
Yeah, and that was made. I mean, that's what made that one of my favorite Kanye albums. Matter of fact,
Okay.
my favorite Kanye album.
Mhm.
I can't say that. One of my favorite top.
Mhm.
At least.
What
top
would
five.
be your favorite?
Kanye album. Go.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you mine.
Favorite Kanye album on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Graduation.
You know that I couldn't do it on 3 because it's very
She's
hard.
still thinking.
It's very hard. It's either College Dropout
Okay.
or Life of Pablo.
Can you
Mine
now?
is probably 808s and Heartbreaks.
And
All right, I
I'm a
respect
very-
you.
that's
I
the top
respect
3.
you.
For sure. And I'm
And the only reason I say 808s and Heartbreaks is because, like y'all was talking about, I forgot who y'all said somebody birthed somebody, but
Andre 3000.
Yeah.
Andre 3000 birth. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
That was like the resurgence of that
That
whole
era.
little vibe.
Yep.
Okay.
And then so I just want to say, like it's like with 808s and Heartbreaks, that was kind of like how you just said, like it birthed a lot.
It did.
A whole sound.
A whole
Not
sound.
even rappers. I'm talking about just a whole wave.
And
Yeah.
that's
Like,
what I want to
we got-
say.
We got the feature. I think the feature of Lil Wayne on "See You in My Nightmares."
Ooh,
Like
it's
that-
solid. I
like,
can't even lie.
That is uncomparable. Like you can't even like Kanye and Wayne did what they're supposed to do on that song, and it was like the imagery on that song, just by them talking and like the expression that Kanye got going on. But then you also got Love Lockdown, and the drums on Love Lockdown. It just makes you. I remember being like 7 in school with an MP. I'm not even supposed to have an MP3 player in school.
Right.
I got my shit though. You feel me? I got my shit, and I'm listening to.
I can
You got
relate.
my love locked down. You feel me?
Right.
And it's like the only thing I can imagine is just them drums. Like,
Right.
crazy kicking, and there's nothing else that can give you that feeling. It just
That's
makes you,
very true.
it's just something that come over you when you hear 808s and Heartbreaks, and it's not even just sad. It's just like pure expression. Like it's just that's like his Basquiat album. Like it's like when you see Basquiat's artwork, and it's
I don't know who that is.
You don't?
No.
Jean Michael Basquiat?
No, I'll have to get into it.
He's a great artist.
I'll listen.
He's a great artist. No, he's a painter artist.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
So I was saying
curious.
his visual art translates to Kanye's auditorial art, because it's like his art is like everywhere. It's like it looked like doodles, but the doodles tell stories, and the doodles actually have it's expressionism. That's he birthed what we call expressionism in the art world.
Okay. Listen, don't you know how you would come in a motherfucking house, right? And it'll be like shit everywhere. I'm talking about this shit so fucking cluttered. Like you just like, what the fuck? How the fuck is they living, right? And then you like, oh, I need a pen or something. You know what I'm saying? And the motherfucker run through the house. They go straight to. Oh, here you go. They know exactly where it's cluttered chaos. Like, but it's still it's like unorganized, organized chaos. Like. You not gonna get it until I'm able to present it to you personally. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But I get it. I know where everything at in this motherfucker. So you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I've seen this.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, it's very familiar.
Okay.
He come from Brooklyn, New York. He from Brooklyn.
He's got the New York kind of stuff.
I can see it.
So he basically him and Andy Warhol, they worked together.
Really?
Yeah. So
okay, I like Andy Warhol.
Yeah,
so.
he had a whole thing with Andy Warhol. They got their own museum and stuff like that. But John Michael Basquiat, man, it's like when you see his artwork, for some reason it just sedates you. Like I don't know why, but like for me, it
goes back to the psychedelics.
Yeah, facts. And it's like a visual psychedelic when you see his artwork, because not only is it showing you the depths of what he's going through, it kind of reels you in, and it makes you feel what he's going through just by like, how can you doodle something and still have so much detail? Like you scribbling, so right? You scribbling shit, but what you scribbling is like, how the fuck is he scribbling and making masterpieces at the same time? Like it's that duality. Like it's bullshit, but at the same time, it's
that is.
And I feel like that's where I feel like Kanye was at with 808s and Heartbreaks. It's the duality of trying something new with auto-tune and the drums and the 808s, but also
I think that's the rawest we've ever seen. No, I'm sorry. No, probably the rawest I've ever seen Kanye is either
The Life of
Pablo, or Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Now that album specifically is
there is a cut verse off of Power that's literally explaining him like about to jump. I think he said this in an interview, or someone said this before. I was really curious because I wanted to know. Power sounds like one of those songs getting out of depression, and like he says, yeah, like no one man should have all that power. The clock's ticking. I'm just counting the hours. Like, and I'm like, if this was him talking about him wanting to commit suicide, I was like, I really could see it. And then it wasn't that long after that he basically came out and said, like, there's a cut verse off this song where he wants to jump out the window, and like he really wanted to kill himself in that specific moment because he felt like he made a song that was too powerful. Yeah.
And then I think my favorite song on there is probably Runaway.
Runaway is really good.
Runaway feels like freedom.
Monster's good too.
Monster is good.
Monster's crazy.
Yeah, that's probably
that's the best Nicki verse I've ever heard. Hands down.
I think as a boy, hearing Monster, like it's just so crazy because like never did she come on the song and kill everybody.
She killed legends. It's not even like
she lined up everybody, and yeah, she did that. She did that.
That's probably the best verse on the entire album.
Jay-Z, you have Jay-Z, Eminem, yeah, and Kanye, and Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
And Rick Ross.
Ross's verse. Okay, so let's actually get into it. Ross's verse was not hard. I don't think so. I think Jay's verse was a lot stronger than Ross's verse. And Ross has some crazy great. Listen, I will say this. While I'm not a Ross fan personally, when I grew up, I knew kids that were die-hard Ross fans, and I could totally understand and respect it. It was just his voice for me.
No, the voice
It was
make
just
it,
his voice.
The voice make it feel like motivation. Like I don't know,
For
like
sure.
that deepness. Like it's like listening to Chief Keef.
Motivational music.
He does.
It's like
He does.
taking Chief Keef production and mixing it with like
Okay.
it's like taking Chief Keef production and mixing it with some shit like I mean shit. Rick Ross is his own person, so
Yeah.
it's like Rick Ross really gonna put that. It's like somebody punching on your chest and telling you like, man, get your ass up and keep pushing. Like that's how Rick Ross is, because it's like the voice, the shit he's saying is so deep, but it's like he just the average street person just going through the normal day to day. But he telling you like, shit, sitting on your ass not gonna get you out of this
For sure.
situation.
Yeah.
For sure. I ain't gonna lie.
Aston Martin. Proper song.
Ross is kind of like a Dolph to me. You know what I'm saying? Like a motherfucker. I'm not even talking about sonically. I'm not talking about music. I'm talking about this shit way deeper than that. I'm just talking about the feeling that they give you. Like overall, like get up off your ass. Like you feel me? Like even though Ross did transition into what it's like after, you know what I'm saying, you did all that, put that work in, you know what I'm saying? And his music was more of a, you know what I'm saying, like that overcoming feeling, like, oh yeah, nigga, now I made it. Now I'm about to pop my shit about da. But he keep a gem. Actually, Ross is like one of the most overrated. Ross don't come, I mean, yeah, underrated, I'm sorry. Artist, period. We can't even say rapper. You know what I'm saying? One of the most.
He's still staying strong. He the beast of the industry.
I'm talking about like most. Ross is not in a lot of conversations, and that's crazy to me. Like,
well, but here's the thing. I think it's because like it goes to image, but like the problem is like
To me nowadays, image doesn't mean shit. Like I have to see. Well, I have to see it like this. And this is
Ross also. I hate to cut you off. I just gotta
go
say
on,
this
go
real
on,
quick.
go on.
Ross drops some of the most beautiful works of art. Like, if you notice, almost every Ross album is solid, front to back though. But
That's true.
Even richer than I ever.
besides
Hold
the
on.
last one, I ain't gonna lie, it wasn't too many. It wasn't too many though. Like,
He got
What
a
was-
song called Young Rich and Black.
What was it?
for sure, I gotta.
Let me
it's
see.
been a minute
I want to
since
see
you
his
got-
albums.
It's like he went from trapping music to luxury music.
Bands
Yeah,
was
but it
his
was
last
very quick,
album.
though. It was very quick though. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so my favorite Ross albums are probably Mastermind, Face to Face. That's Mastermind. Where it's pink, it's like a pinkish. Because there is a purple one, but that's called Bands, or that might be a song. Mastermind.
Rather You Than Me is hard as fuck, and no, that ain't it. No, I'm talking
I
about.
just can't really
I'm
say
talking about
like.
the other one. No, it's not on there.
No, I don't
It
know.
must be a mixtape then. I'm talking about the one. With,
Maybe it is.
I'm talking about the one with.
Oh, you know, another person like we have to give respect to is Drama, DJ Drama.
DJ Drama. For sure.
Ooh,
But
Gangsta
I
Girls
don't like
tapes.
how. So look. This is the thing with DJ Drama. So I don't like how when he coming back on the scene now, he just sound like an older nigga. Like he just sound.
Cause he is an older.
He
nigga.
is though. Like
He is, but I think where Gangsta Grills left off at, I don't think the new generation can or will pick it up. I like the fact that he collabed with Tyler, but even in that, it gave Tyler's album like I think it took away from Tyler's album.
really?
Because that's not what Tyler do. Though.
But
like,
but also it added to Tyler's album because it was like you got drama on here, so like not only are you building up the hype within the song, like I think the one song that's Kane Corso on Tyler's last album, Call Me When You Get Lost.
Yeah.
But like on Kane Corso, it's like no, it's called Lemon Head. And Drama talking, and like you could just hear the trumpets in the back, like dun 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 dun. It just give Gangsta Grills. So it's like it helped them for bringing in hype. It helped them for energy, but I don't think DJ Drama was like. I don't think that was a good fit for him. I don't think it's a good fit for him to appear on the new people shit like that.
I like shit like that. Though. I like this version. You know what I'm saying? I like the unexpected. What was one of the things that I told you at the show? Like, you're at Battleground. Nobody is performing the type of songs that you're performing. Nobody, you didn't buy a ticket to Battleground and expect to hear anything like what he did, and was one of the reasons why he moved on and got as far as he did. You know what I'm saying? And I love that shit. I love disruption though. Like do some shit that I'm not gonna expect because all this shit is too predictable and too microwavable for me. Like
So like here's the thing why I
for real.
yeah.
Quick, fast. Like
Well,
shit not standing the test of time no more.
one of the things like one of the best albums of all time, I don't care what anybody says, Radiohead. Um uh, yeah. I forget what it's called.
Talk about the Black and White album.
No, hold on. Let me make sure I get this right because I don't want to say it be wrong.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna tap into let me hear then we gonna get to some of your shit though, because we've been talking about other motherfuckers for a long time.
We have.
And we can sit here and talk about that shit forever. Like
Okay, Computer.
I'm not his. I probably got this.
Yes. Yes. It's one of the most influential albums of all time, and I really will put that like on everything. Okay. It's not rap music. It's not nothing. Just listen to it. I'm not gonna tell you what it is.
Like,
just
right.
Clear. Don't do anything. Just close your eyes. Listen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh. That's what I'm about to say. Before we start talking about anybody else. Mm-hmm. Igor. That's probably like my favorite album.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
That's probably like my favorite album, and that's why I was saying that the Speaker Box and the Love Below influenced so many albums because of that album right there. Like Igor is like one of them albums where you can clearly hear Andre 3000's influence and like his production influence. It's not just him as a rapper; it's him as a producer that's really carrying over into this generation because he knew how to bridge everything. He knew how to synthesize and like get up under those, get up under those pockets. Like not only is he falling into them, but he flowing under them as well. You see what I'm saying? And on Igor from front to back, from White Magic Wand all the way down to Puppet. Like
Puppet.
Even Are We Still Friends? Like
I cried.
Like
I had a live reaction live reaction on YouTube of me listening to that when I was a kid. I cried so damn hard. That album is the only album that made me really bawl my eyes out.
Yeah, I feel like that would like For Your Eyes Only made me feel like that.
808s and Heartbreaks too.
Yeah, for sure. But one of those emotional. It's just one of those emotional albums right there. Like For Your Eyes Only really made me like. Cause I was depressed then. Like I was in that mode.
And that is me for Donda.
Okay, so I was about to say, do you feel like the emotion that you guys have behind those albums that y'all said made y'all emotional is because of where you was at in life or the actual music?
Yeah, it was where
You answer this one first.
Okay.
I can't.
I'm gonna say that it's because of where I was at in life and where I wasn't at in life at the same time. It's like where I wanted to be and where I was at, plus what the music itself brought me. Right. Like it's almost as if like when I say that jazz feeling, I needed that because I needed some type of relaxation. I needed some type of comfort. And like music at the time, it's nothing around that time period. If you look, it's nothing around that time period that sound like that album. And I'm talking about For Your Eyes Only right now, because this was like one of them highlight albums that I said I like had like from it dropped on December 8th. From December 8th all the way until like the next year, I was listening to that album like back to back every day because it was so much to be discovered in that album. It was just like damn, like this is really how I feel. Like it's really how I'm feeling right now because it's not that I'm where I want to be. It's like I can see where I'm supposed to be at and I'm not there yet because it's not my fault. It's just time. You feel me? Like time, man. You just got to be patient and you got to just keep a steady pace with it. You got to keep the consistency. And with that album right there, it was like what I was feeling, like because I was really having like cabin fever and like I couldn't leave the house and stuff like that. So it's like for whom the bells tolls was really, that's a poem by somebody else that's really about when it's time to die. Like when them bells ring, like what's happening when them bells ring, and like where you at right now when them bells ring? What do you have going on in your life when that bell ring? Like when it's time for you to die. And from when I learned from the actual poem to what J. Cole was portraying, it was just like damn, like when I die, I want this shit to be worth it. Like I want something to leave behind. I want a legacy behind, but I also don't want to waste my time that I'm here right now. But I also want to have fun. But I also want to have a female that, you feel me? Even though I was young, I also do want to have a female that I tend to, that I can fold clothes for, and just have that genuine love for and stuff like that. But I don't have that right now because why? Because the time that I'm in is just not for me right now. It's not my time to have that right now. So like that whole shit carried over through even to like me wanting to have a child in the future and stuff like that. It was just kind of like damn, like growing up, it's like damn, this is what I got to look forward to. This what I have to be. I have to be a man of my word. I got to be this, that, and the third. That album really just pulled all of that together and really just it was like even down to my relationship with my parents. It made me feel a type of way because he was expressing that her father was really letting them know like it's something going on with me. Like I know I'm gonna die soon. And he ended up making the album and he telling her in the album like if you hear this, that means it's too late. That means I really died. And the fact that he dropping that shit is like damn. Like
that's to have an artist be able to break down someone else's life and to be able to perfectly portray that.
Yeah.
That is impressive.
You see what I'm saying? And it's like you cannot.
It's like, definitely Cole's top 3 albums.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like it's nothing that could compare to that album for me. It's like that album is kind of like in its whole own category. I feel like that was a whole different J. Cole. Like I feel like
it's a what is it, biography?
Yeah, absolutely. Even down to the film that dropped with it. Like he got songs.
I never saw the film.
You should
okay, so the album that you said, what was the album that you said made you just like feel me emotional?
Mine or just any artist?
No, the album you just said.
Oh, the album I'm working on. That's about to come out.
The 808 you were saying.
Oh,
the album that made you most emotional
was 808.
Oh no, the most emotional album is Igor from Tyler the Creator.
Okay.
I promise you, like, from a standpoint, like on sounds, on understanding, like, here's the thing. I pictured Igor exactly the way the music videos was. Right. I didn't need to see anything except that pink, that distorted, nasty, ugly looking pink, and that cut picture. And I was like, the reason why I give Tyler so much credit is because he's had literally one of the best running like careers in the game. Like we really have to start talking about him being top 5 in all of the game. Like it's not something you can just coincide with now. That's why I said like artists. I really will stand on that. I really will stand on that.
He said that because Tyler produces his own music. He produces the beats. He's his own everything. Like he make the music videos. He make the clothing designs for his albums. He make the album covers for his albums. He writing for his albums. He producing for his albums. He's shooting the music videos for his albums. So it's like it ain't a lot of.
Top 5, what? Just overall.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Like
I'll give him top 10.
I'm telling you right now, like here's why I say this. Okay. So we didn't get an album, we got an extended. We got a deluxe. Right. Okay. And the deluxe was, if not just from those couple songs, better than the original album we got. Right. I'm sorry, but he is in now that conversation of the top 5 of all time. Is going to be that. Yes. Here's why I say this. And I'm going to explain why. First off, Tyler does not make music for the faint of heart. He was never made music for the faint of heart. To be able as a human being to break down themselves and realize what's wrong with them, to want to be better, to be able to envelop emotion in music, that's unrivaled. That's something you can't get close to. It's something only somebody who really cares can deeply envelop in themselves. And so, like I say, this bastard, crazy, weird, wacky, wild, younger Tyler, right? Yonkers, weird, wacky, crazy, wild, still younger, getting older. Okay. You have what's the album called? Wolf. Yep. Wolf, crazy, but getting less crazy. But starting to get more personal, starting to get more deep, not storytelling.
But then you got Cherry Bomb after that.
Hold on a minute. So this is where I was going to get into that. Cherry Bomb, probably his biggest flop yet, one of the best things out of music to come. paved a way for generations.
Mhm.
I truly believe that. I truly stand on that. All these artists like Destroy Lonely, Ken Carson, Kenny Mason, these people had to have taken something from Cherry Bomb and given that moment of solace. And Depression Cherry, Tyler used Depression Cherry to be able to create something in its own way.
Right.
That to me is impressive.
Mhm.
Now we have
Flower Boy.
Flower Boy, one of the best albums I've ever heard, honestly. Rapping standpoint, physical standpoint, production standpoint, just
Music
cover art, music videos, gave that true storytelling.
Every bridge carried over.
Yep.
Every-
Even what is it? Dial tone. 911 and dial tone. Yeah. 911. Yeah, See You Again. I met Kelly Uchis and Kendrick. I met Kelly Uchis. Kendrick I bumped into like accidentally. I've met Kelly Uchis. She's a very, very nice person. I've met Tyler. He's very nice. Cool dude. Didn't speak long. Just like a hey, like I respect you kind of thing. And one of my friends who like we're cool now. He was his tour bus driver. So and I met Tyler before I met him. And so I knew that there was a Kendrick and Baby Keem concert coming up before anybody else did. And so I got that chance to possibly be able to meet them. But I decided on my best interest, it wasn't time yet because I felt like everything that they were going to say, I already knew. And so I was like, I need to just kind of lax back. Like, I need to be a visualizer and not more of a listener in that way. I need to just not say shit and just look at things from a different perspective. So that's why I say that. But like Igor, masterpiece. It can't
It
be.
don't get much better.
Yeah, no, it can't. But then you had him going back to his old roots, but giving raunchy, descriptive, visual, depressing. Wilshire is my favorite song off that album because no, that's fair, and I agree. I can see that being like my top 3, top 2nd, like.
So you know, I had to cut you off, but you know what makes you a top artist for me is motherfuckers who like you would never think or would be interested in your music are interested in your music. You can't just produce music for your core fan base or you know what I'm saying and be in my top of anything.
That's valid.
You know what I'm saying? I need you to be able to touch a little bit of everybody. Nobody's gonna touch everybody, but I need somebody outside of that whole Travis, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and I think
Tyler, you know what I'm saying? Like, but who though? Because you,
I mean, he got
Mr. Grinch, like that soundtrack.
He do. So look, this is what I'm saying. So he has his features carry over. When we say like it gotta reach out, because you gotta think he had everybody singing Don't Leave Earthquake. He had everybody singing Earthquake. And it was like Earthquake made it on the radio and stuff like that. But then he turned around, he got the feature with YB. That was the point where I was like, okay, he got it. Because he got somebody, because he got somebody that's in that, like, to be honest with you, I'm gonna say it. If ain't nobody else gonna say it, YB one of the best artists from our generation that we gonna see. Like, he like Lil Wayne to me for our generation. And it's like YB being on that song with Tyler, it just give it a whole different, like, it make Tyler be in a whole different universe now, because like you get this tough ass YB where he talk about killing and shit. He talk about, you feel me, fuck that Trey, we about to put guns to their face and shit like that. But Tyler, he really on some cool shit. Even in the song, he just on some like be cool shit, like let me chop it up with you, like talking to a female and shit.
What I will say is that he definitely stays true to himself. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. You keep on because I'm gonna finish. Mm-hmm. But I will say that no matter what type of track he get on, no matter who he get on, he's gonna be himself. You know what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers, they hop on another track
and sound
they
different.
Try to sound like either the sound that the two artists are trying to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or they try to sound like the other artists. Mm-hmm. Like, no, I love that shit. Like, if you stick out like a sore thumb on some shit that you know that motherfuckers wouldn't expect you to be on, Stay yourself. Stay true to yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I will give him that credit for sure.
And I want to say, like, every time he featured with Lil Wayne, it's a banger. Like it's like a complete banger. Like even on Cherry Bomb when he had the peanut butter. Wait, what's that called? PB&J.
PB&J.
Yeah, PB&J.
That's
even with that, like it's like Tyler carry over every time. Like he carry his songs. Even like Potato Salad with A$AP Rocky. Like it's crazy because like he can go bar for bar with anybody. Like he really can.
I agree.
And that's why I think Tyler should be respected more, but I really wouldn't put him in top 5 of all time.
That's valid.
But I will put him
right now for me.
Right. I will put him in the category of like top 10. No, top 15. Top 15 artists of all.
Okay.
Like from
that's still great.
Yeah.
The top 15 artists.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Of all time.
That is.
Because he's still probably not in my
he probably still not even
in my top 25.
You also gotta keep in mind this, like every single person's top 10, top 5. It's interesting to hear everybody's like takes on it because I used to like when I was in school, right? And kids would be like, "Oh, Young Dolph is in my top 5," or Lil Reese. I love Lil Reese. I love his music. I can't help it. I like old Dirk more than new Dirk. Like,
I like old Young Thug better than new Thug.
It's fair. That's fair. I agree. I definitely agree. I think his career is probably over by now. But I listen, that Rico. Anyway, but like that. The thing is, like, I would be shocked if he made it out. Like, but here's the thing. I think the moment he steps out, someone's probably gonna end up taking him out, and that's like being realistic.
You know who Young Thug is?
I understand who Young Thug is. I grew up listening to Thug.
But
listening to Thug and knowing who he is,
Jeffrey.
He's scary.
We're not talking about Young Thug really. We talk about who Jeffrey is outside of the music industry.
Jeffrey is scary.
Like it's something about him in general. Like if you listen to if you know why him and Rich Homie Quan fell out.
I'm not.
Yeah, like
straight to the point.
Yeah,
like straight to the
yeah,
point.
like
What?
yes.
I did not know that.
Rich Homie Quan
got not him personally, but like he called the hit that.
Yeah, Rich Homie Quan made a song about his father getting shot, and it's all because him and Young Thug fell out about him basically not wanting to. What happened? Some shit happened where basically Rich Homie wasn't going for the shit that Young Thug was on. Because he was just on some be cool shit. Like he didn't want to beef with nobody. He just wanted to be an artist.
Why one of the artists I never want to meet in my entire life is Young Thug.
Yeah, like people really say he the truth down there. Like
yeah, but he definitely run like that street shit. But I don't feel like Thug is a great fucking artist though to me though. It's just that I couldn't fuck with Thug a lot because I'm unable to separate a lot of like the artists from the music type shit. So he, you know what I'm saying? He had that whole shit with Wayne, and Wayne is like my, you know what I'm saying? Wayne is my favorite artist. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my, of all time, like number one for sure. My favorite one, that's hard. I'm not able to pick like my best.
I got Carter 3.
Fair enough.
I got Carter 3.
Dedication 5 or 4.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Is we counting mixtapes or is we, because that's, you know what I'm saying? Like most of my favorite shit from Wayne is definitely for sure in mixtapes.
Really?
From No Ceilings to that's the shit where he don't gotta like he wasn't conforming to certain shit, radio hits and shit like that.
I'm gonna tell you why Carter 3.
That album actually wasn't bad neither though. I ain't gonna lie, but I was sorry like why the fuck did y'all make this shit?
What?
Y'all did it wasn't needed, but I'm glad that they did it. No, like father, like son.
I like that album.
So Carter 3, like even so, I think I'm learning this now. Like all the music that I cling to is in connection to like childhood nostalgia. So I remember
he was gonna take you back to a certain.
Yeah. So for one, I cling to Wayne because we got the same last name. I always cling to people who I can relate to, like Jay-Z too. But like me and Jay-Z, I just kind of like got clingy to his music just like when he dropped 444, that's when I really started like once again that jazz sound. So but back to Wayne, the Carter 3 is just so phenomenal. Like like the best song on there to me is Phone Home because it's so exotic. Like it's an exotic sound. Like he literally take you out to space, but he breaks down every barrier in that song. Like he breaks down every metaphor, he breaks down every simile, everything that comes along with being a poet or a rapper or an artist. He does it in that one song. Or Dr. Carter. Like if you listen to him, like his analogies between the body parts and between like being an actual doctor and being a rapper and saying like the patients is the people of the industry that need this, like he need a heart transplant, like he fearing respect, like you know what I'm saying, he lacking this, that, and the third, like the way he breaks that down in that album, and then it carries out through like 3P or like Let the Beat Build, and then you got Mr. Carter in the beginning of it. So it's like it's a whole album full of tracks that you can't. And then you got Shoot Me Down.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you got Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood.
Like, page 1, chapter 1.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Please don't shoot me down.
I love that sample. I actually had a beat back around that time with that sample.
For real.
And that shit was. It was a YouTube shit though. But I was so mad.
Let's talk about us though. Like we
yeah.
Let's talk about us.
We definitely been talking motherfuckers about. All right, so listen. You're currently working on an album.
Yes, it's about to come out this month, end of this month.
Okay, do you have a date?
Yes, the 29th.
The 29th. All right. September 29th.
Yeah. 9/29/23.
Okay, what's the name of the album?
Look Alive.
Look Alive. Look Alive.
So what are you getting from this album? Like,
what's the meaning behind the name though? Like, how did you come up with?
Read you the disclaimer that's on my YouTube.
Okay.
And you kind of heard a little bit of the idea at Battleground, and I don't want to share that to the public.
Okay.
I do not want that to be out to the public. It's not like that for me.
I might have put that in my blog already.
This isn't what a lot of people were expecting. I don't think people were thinking I'd take this route with my art, but each one of these songs were carefully crafted and created on another plane I never thought I would get to. This isn't about numbers. This isn't about streams. And if you feel it is, then I feel you have lost the true purpose of the project. I love you all. May I hope this project resonates with you on the same level I was making this, or if not higher. The album's purpose I won't reveal because it's something I want you to think about. This isn't a cry for help. This is the time to look alive. And then...
So can I get my opinion on like what I already think the album is going to be about?
You can go ahead.
Go ahead.
By the disclaimer, I'm already feeling like the album is coming from the process of creation. Like it's just the process of like recreating itself, maybe. I don't want you to give a definite answer. I just want to say like I feel like where this album is coming from is like reaching into the soul, like kind of like pulling something out that you've always wanted to experiment with, but because of your environment around you and maybe even where we come from, Cleveland, Ohio, it may not be highlighted or it's gonna be respected. It got to be respected because in the music,
this great music.
It's gonna be respected.
Well, you heard the songs. Actually, it's funny. My album before this one was called Great, and it was GREYT because I was like, life is a gray and dismal place, but you got to make it great in your own way.
Right, and see, like even when we feel dead inside, you just got to look alive. It's like that whole. It's like that whole analogy that people from the hood, we always gotta wear our face backwards. You gotta put your frown on so they don't think you soft. You see what I'm saying? And you can't smile too long because they'll think that your defense is not there. You see what I'm saying? So I think it's kind of in that range.
I will say this. The album was made from a deep, dark place. Probably the darkest I've ever gotten into my music because it breaks down more, like from my first album Deep to making it that watery type of sound that it doesn't sound professional. It was never intentionally like.
I was just telling Chief that you don't have to, because I want.
Oh, okay.
Don't forget to say that though. I was just telling Chief. I say his sound is kind of like this like gritty, like lo-fi, like type of like not too mix and master. The beats. I said the beats alone. It's like this grittiness to it that just
At
makes
first,
it stand out. You know what I'm saying?
So I want to say this before we like get too deep. I'm working on a project.
Okay.
And we gotta connect. Cause
Okay.
like on some, I'm talking about all three of us. Okay. Like I'm trying to grind out. My birthday is 11/16.
Really?
That's a great day that I want to end. I think this year drops. Either this year my birthday drops on the third. Next year my birthday drops on a Friday.
Okay.
That's the perfect time to drop an album.
That is.
But up until then, I'm trying to drop EPs. Until then, like I'm literally just now calling myself an artist. Just now taking this shit into consideration. But like I want to work this until 11/16 of 2024.
Okay.
And I just want to say, like, what you bring in, like, I could already tell.
And you ain't even heard.
And I haven't even. I just feel it. I just feel it already.
Okay. It like froze.
But I was gonna say that until then, like, I want to reach out to every genre. Like, I even kind of
do that.
Like, yeah, like I
do
even
that.
want to make some fucking country music because I feel like I can. Like, I feel like the type of person.
I'm impressed. I've never
like,
heard somebody say that. I'm impressed.
The type of person I am gonna be in the industry. The type of person that I am. I can. How you was just saying, adapt to everybody and anything, but I think my initial people is gonna be kind of coming from that psychedelic / conscious music, like that whole era of being conscious but still being sedated, still being under the influence of like just damn, like I know this world fucked up, and that's the reason why I'm so fucked up, but I'm still fucked up, so I'm stuck in my ways.
So I will say it does assimilate a little bit to that. So basically, like I explained, like Deep was about, you know, kind of like a kid trying to realize how to become a man, like at a very early age, like to understand the concept of a man, and like because I'm not a female, so I have, you know, only one perspective to realize. Great was the realization of like what's around you, to not let that impact you, but it still has some deeper impact, and it gives yourself that emotion. And Look Alive is like the two mixed together, but a completely different sound. There's some similarities in some aspects, but it's a completely different sound. It comes from a place of heart, comes from a place of like, actually, to be honest, like my nana's been dead for a long time, and like long time to me. I'm 22, so she had a lot of impact on this album. And actually, I made one of the songs called For Nana. So
we just stop and reflect on that. 22 on your third album, it's crazy. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
It's not about numbers for me. It was like when I made music, like it was truly never about numbers. It was about trying to help people get over the fact of like what they're dealing with, because like there's a lot of people.
Okay. So look, so you say it's not about numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you only making music to like you say, help people get over whatever they're dealing with, right?
Mm-hmm.
At what point? I'm not, because I don't want to come off like some financial shit.
You're good.
And I'm not even talking about to you. I'm just talking about period to the people. I don't want to give it off like about some financial shit. So you don't plan on making money off of music?
I'm not saying that. Okay. I'll say it like this. My fans are very supportive. I own a fashion brand. It's called Ineffable. I don't know if Tim talked about it or not, because I was kind of like in my own zone at the battleground, kind of like trying to prepare myself because I was a little nervous. I always get nervous. Ineffable.
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 Okay, what does that mean?
It means I haven't said this in a minute. It means too hard to express. Like it's too hard for a normal person to, under the pretenses, be able to see things from a different perspective.
it's only people that have been through trauma, have been through self-realization in a depth deeper than their own subconscious that they have to find their true soul. And that's for me, that's what it was. Like, I took a poetry class, and a guy, when I was young, actually, I was like, I want to say like probably 14, 13 years old. This guy walked up to me on corner store. I'm just sitting there. I was smoking a joint because I was young. And I was like, you know, man, life fucking sucks. Like, I got to deal with this shit at home. Got to deal with this shit. Like, my girl was cheating on me with the entire football team. I was like, all right, I just got to live with it. And this guy out of nowhere, because I was wearing some different shit, he was like, bro, you ineffable. And I was like, what the hell is that? I was like, is that a like slang? Like, is that something against me? He was like, it just means you're yourself. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. And I felt like that was God trying to tell me something.
Ineffable
is ineffable. Right. Ineffable is just the Spanish version of ineffable. Right.
For sure. So I think I want to talk about like projects and stuff like that, because here it is. I'm literally, it's funny because like it feel like seasons happen in my life, like a television show, or like a television show. And the last time I saw you, I was at the beginning stage of photography. This time when we link back up, I'm at the beginning stage of music. And so, and between that, I've been doing the podcast, the sit down. Yeah. Oh shit, I'm talking out of the camera. But ever since then, in the middle of that was the sit down. And so now here we are, and I'm at the beginning of my music stage and the continuum of my podcasting phase. And so what I'm getting at is that my first project, my EP or whatever that come out first, it's really gonna be on pure perspective between like me and my inner demons. It's kind of like perspective. I think that's probably what it's gonna be called. Like just brainstorming right now. Yeah, like just brainstorming right now, because I think a lot of us deal with personality disorder and schizophrenia. I know for sure that I probably deal with it because it's in my genetics. Like, really? Quite literally, like my biological grandmother, she's schizophrenic, and she got all bipolar, like all of that, like stacked. But we never took the time, or we never stood up and said, yeah, I want to get tested for this, or like, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you just don't want to know. And I realized that I did shrooms one time, and shrooms really it helped me with my ego death. It helped me with like the whole thing of me finding different personalities, and the whole thing of me knowing myself and my different selves. You know what I'm saying? And I think we really throw around a lot of these mental health disorders and stuff like that, but they really not disorders. Like, it's just,
it's strengths in some regards.
It's strengths.
It definitely takes you out of it like another way, because like, for example, what they want you to do, they want you to spend money on fucking therapy. They want you to fucking give everything.
Take the medicine.
Life. Yeah, like, but it's killing you.
Right.
It's not flowing. Like, for example, like the best people, like the most creative geniuses in the world
are psychotic.
Yeah,
very much.
Yeah,
very much. Like every genius is psychotic. I guarantee it.
Definitely.
Every person that's like me and you that can do like anything, like can work our hand anywhere, they consider us crazy because they don't understand how we can focus on one thing, but focus on multiple things while we're focusing on one thing.
Can I just say, like, that's fucking Cleveland in general.
Yeah.
Like, we're literally psychotic. Like, I remember, like,
no, for real.
No, for real.
Like, let's get into this, because I always talk very highly of the city, but it's been a change lately. And I think this is something that the city needs to wake up to. We scare people. It is not even something positive. Like, we are one of the most dangerous cities. We have moved up and up and up. It's very sad. You're seeing a lot of kids going missing. You're seeing females going fucking taken off the street. You got sex slaves. You got all this shit. You got people selling their body parts and shit. Like, this is horrible. And like, speaking from a standpoint, like, really, like, I talk about this on this album because like it disgusts me and it sickens me, because like, as people, we should be standing up for our own city. Like, listen, like the government really ain't gonna do shit for us in the end of the day. We just gotta keep it real. I'm sorry, but like I don't hate police as much as the next person. My uncle was an officer. My grandfather was an officer. They were good men. They're good men. My great grandfather fought in World War II. Like he was a paratrooper. He jumped out of planes. And like my thing is like in real talk, like racism is a thing, but sometimes we really gotta look past it. We really have to understand like it's not the people that are necessarily always in the suits that are pulling the strings. Like they do, yeah, they have a choice. Like they do, absolutely. And it does fall on them somewhat. But there are other things behind the scenes we have to really open our eyes up to. That's I talk about this on my song.
Before you go on, because I gotta touch on that. This wouldn't be big facts, no cap if I didn't touch on something that I disagree with. I kind of got a Kanye standpoint when it comes to racism.
Okay.
Like, don't continue to use it as a crutch and not to take advantage of the resources and opportunities that you can. Right. Because we stuck on whatever happened. You feel me back in the day, but this is what I will say: racism does play a very huge part in almost everything. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on what side of the stick you was on. Were you the oppressor or were you the oppressor? You know what I'm saying? So we can't generalize it and say that racism don't play a big part when it do. You know what I'm saying? Especially some motherfuckers who look like me. Some motherfuckers who look like him. You know what I'm saying? Some motherfuckers who look like him and they're snoring on the couch. Yeah. So it probably ain't pick him up, but it's cool.
I honestly want to say
it's alright, it's real.
Hold on, because I want to finish this thought before I even, you know what I'm saying? I just want to definitely put that out there. Like, it just depends on where it's coming from. You know what I'm saying? Who's saying it? Who's behind them words? So we can't, you know what I'm saying? We can't get it misconstrued. Racism does play a big part, and motherfuckers, like I said, who look like me are still the most oppressed. Whether it's blatant racism like it was back in the day, which that came back. You know what I'm saying? But for sure, systematic racism is probably the top motherfucking bit of fucking racism that you will ever see. It's opportunities that I'm not even gonna say you because you're not white. You know what I'm saying? Like you just say Salvadorian and what?
No, Mexican, Puerto Rican, and Conquistadorian.
Oh, I thought you said you were Salvadorian. Okay, so
no hate to the Salvadorians. Just
no, yeah, for sure. But I'm saying like black and brown people, like you know what I'm saying? It's almost neck to neck type shit.
So that all right. So as a Latino artist from a Latino standpoint, and I met an artist recently. His name was Malik. I was at what was it called? I was at some bar. I think it was on the west side or whatever. I feel bad because the owner was really nice, but I was at some bar. You know, I performed whatever, and they gave me and him the shit end of the stick because we were Latino. I knew that's what it was. I was very aware of that. And I was like, okay, well, fuck it. Like, whatever. I kept asking dude, like, when I was going to perform. Granted, I did end up a couple minutes late, but I was dealing with family shit. And I explained that to him. Like, I was like, listen, I don't think I'm going to be able to slide through right away. Like, I got family stuff going on. And if you could respect my situation and my stuff, I appreciate it. He gave me a chance to perform and everything. Made me pay a door, but he made me pay to perform and door, which was irritating. But I was like, all right, whatever. You got to make your money cool. Right? I understand. But to a Latino standpoint, especially in Cleveland, or in general, it's very hard for us specifically because number one, like there is
what was in the building?
Black, but actually some of my fans ended up showing up.
Which but predominantly it was a black event.
Yeah, it was black. There was some white people. Of course, you know, that's how it goes always. Okay. And I like the diversity. I like that because it was like Asians, there was you know, Arabics, there was everybody in there. And I knew that's what he was doing because he obviously probably didn't care and he was about the money in the end of the day. And I was like, because me and the artist were talking after he performed. He was like, bro, as a Latino artist, it's hard. And I was like,
I get it. I was like, shit. I think every person who's ever given me a chance or an opportunity is because they looked past color. I was like, I think that's the only reason truly that they looked past color. They just saw the similar struggle and didn't think of it like that. And most of my friends, like, we don't talk about racism anymore. When we were kids, that was all we would talk about, like racism and oppression and everything. And nowadays, like, we only bring it up when it's like, okay, yeah, like this person says something like this, like, yeah, this is obviously racist. But like in our conversations nowadays, it's never like that anymore. So I don't really talk about it anymore because I've started to open up my mind to other possibilities of other things than just racism. I'm well aware of what it is. It's just I don't want to beat a dead horse. And so I don't want to use it as a crutch. Like,
yeah, you definitely don't have to use it as a crutch, but it still has to be acknowledged. You know what I'm saying? Because it's still happening in present day time.
it does.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that you have to try to use that as an excuse or, you know what I'm saying, or like you said, as a crutch of any sort. But turning the cheek to it is the reason why this shit is re-evolving. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm saying there's people that think like that. Like, yeah, you open up your mind to bigger opportunities and bigger possibilities. But at the end of the day, I'm a black and white type motherfucker. Like, this shit is black or it's white with me. Like, it's not no in between. Like, period. You know what I'm saying? If you're blatantly being a racist or I'm in a racist situation, I'm not gonna dwell on it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna let you know what it is, or you know, whatever the situation is. To be honest, me as a black woman, like, I've never even encountered no blatant racism in my face.
That's really
Never.
Good. So, that's really good. I have
never.
I have a lot.
I want to touch on this because I come from Miles Ave, and it's like I could have went to like for high school and shit. I could have went to anywhere around that, like any around that area, like John Adams, Central Catholic, or something like that. But I ended up going to Holy Name, right?
Really?
And that's in Parma Heights, and from Miles Ave to Parma Heights, that's a completely different group of people. It's a completely different environment. It's just different. Like, it's so different, and it's so racist to be out there. Like, it's so crazy. Like, to the point where you're not gonna. I thought everybody was racist. That's just. I mean, I'm not gonna say
Everybody
is.
wasn't black was racist.
Yeah, like, and that was me because I was younger and stuff like that. But that's also what I was taught and stuff like. Excuse me. But that was also like something that was taught until I adapt to the environment, and you can really see who's genuinely racist and who's not. Like, who knows that they racist, who don't know that they racist, and who not racist. It's literally three different type of people.
There's nothing wrong with educating people who are racist and don't know.
Mm-hmm. And see, that's what I was about to get at.
There is a problem with battling people who are already racist because in the end of the day, they're not gonna want to change their mind. Like, that's how they were raised.
Yeah, I'm not trying to convince nobody to not be racist,
right?
But I'm not turning the cheek to let you know.
I would never
like
turn the cheek.
It's motherfuckers who've been raised. You know what I'm saying?
They just like that.
Birth, like, they don't. This is all they know.
Mm-hmm.
This is their way of life.
Mm-hmm.
They have racist parents and racist grandparents, and I can even say that about the black community.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because we were raised
to be racist.
Majority of us were raised, not I wouldn't say to be racist, but to feel like that every white person is a racist.
Right. And that's all. But I was coming from that's exactly what I was saying. Right. But I was gonna add on to that by saying that that being in that environment like that, it's almost like a traumatic experience because it becomes a culture shock. Like, it literally becomes a culture shock because it's 10 of us, 8 of us in the class, in the whole 2022 class that's black. And then you got everybody else. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like those 8 people, we see that we the only black kids in the building. So we all kicking it with each other. So then that automatically make us group up. Oh, there go the black kids. You feel me? But then also you got it to where, and this come in like with it being a Catholic school too and stuff like that. Like, it's very conservative. Like,
it is.
They set up rules where it's like you can't have your hair a certain length. Like, when I first went there, it was no dreads. You can't have dreads. You couldn't have braids.
Really?
But we broke those barriers because we was like the largest black class that they had. So it was like this school was already very much conservative. that
And set
they-
up for motherfuckers
to-
in different
segregated.
yeah, it's already set up for people like me to not be there. So therefore, if I'm already coming into an environment, I'm just being myself at this point. So it's like everything that I do, I keep getting in trouble, but I'm not a troublesome kid. You feel me? I'm just doing regular black kid shit, but it's different because I'm out here and I'm not about to change who I am or nothing like that because I'm out here. So it's like either I'm gonna keep getting in trouble or I'm gonna conform to what they want me to do. So it's like even down to like I didn't want to shave my facial. Like all of these is against my beliefs.
They asked you to shave
They
your facial
made me.
hair.
I almost got
pretty
so.
fucked up.
As a matter of
That's
fact, I fought with them my whole like high school career about shaving my face because it was against what I wanted to do. It was against my own personal beliefs. And so like even down to my very last day at graduation, like the day before graduation, they like if you don't shave, you're not walking the stage.
what?
You're not, yeah. And then when I got there at graduation, I had diamond earrings and she walked up to me as I got ready to walk across the field. She like, yeah, you can't walk across the stage unless you take your earrings out.
Are you serious?
I swear to God.
Hold on, so Holy Name or private school?
Yeah, Holy Name High School.
Okay, so look, so that's what I was
That's
gonna say.
awesome. I'm sorry you had to go.
Cause it's like you saying like you should have went to the board and you should have, but at the end of the day, I'm not.
Let me say this: the board doesn't want to deal with that.
Yeah, but regardless of the board, this is a private school. These are schools that don't have to. They don't have to abide by public school rules. This is they shit. This is shit that they fund or they get funding for. This is you know what I'm saying. So why the fuck? And I get it because we came up with that mentality. Like our parents, like, oh, we want our kids to be in a school away from all this shit and da da da. You know what I'm saying? Like the best education possible and whoopty whoop. But at the end of the day, like you said, shit like that be culture shock. You know what I'm saying? A lot of parents, period, like they depend on the school to teach the kids majority of the shit they know. When in reality, that shit don't even. It's not even accustomed to our life once we leave that motherfucker. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm never going to put my child in some place where it's a culture shock type thing, where it's like any type of race or any type of pushback. Period. You know what I'm saying? To fucking so-called learn some shit that we not even gonna be able to utilize anyway when we get older. So, you know what I'm saying?
If it was your kid, what would you do in that situation?
Okay, for one, I'm not gonna be somewhere where I'm only tolerated. You know what I'm saying? I need to be places where I'm celebrated. You know what I'm saying? So I would never, once I seen that or once I see like this was what's going on, it's not, fuck whatever education you feel like you can provide my child. We'll find a place where she's celebrated because those are the type of shit that you carry on in your adult years. Right. Those are the type of shit that cause trauma. Like I shouldn't, why the fuck am I getting in traumatic experiences at school where I spend more time at school than I am at home type shit?
I do want to be clear when I say like traumatic, I mean like socially traumatic.
But it don't matter though, because those are the most important times in our life once we get older. How we communicate the different our judgment on based off of what spaces we put ourselves in. You know what I'm saying? Just like our whole thought process, you know what I'm saying? Our whole ideology. You know what I'm talking about? It don't matter if it was social injustice, if it was systematic injustice, if it was it don't matter.
See where everything affected me at was I started to become an introvert. I could say I'm very much a social. Right. So let me break it down to you how it affected me. So my freshman year, I got there. It was like I was already, you know how you is when you're a freshman. You like just be cool. You know what I'm saying?
Was fresh, like that was your first year in the first school.
Mm-hmm. So it was kind of like you just in the background character type shit. So then, soon as freshman year in, I feel a little comfortability. You know what I'm saying? Going into sophomore year, I get to know the school more. You know what I'm saying? The teachers end up being cool and stuff like that. Then COVID hit. Second semester of sophomore year, I don't go in contact with nobody for a whole another year until my second semester of junior year. So it's like from sophomore year to basically the beginning of senior year, I'm not having no interactions with nobody. I really didn't mess with people at my school anyway because like they don't laugh at the shit that I laugh at. They don't know how to bake. People don't get kicked out of class for laughing or joking like how we normally is in school. Like it's so different being in a white school than a black school. Like we get to joking around at the lunch table, but everything at the Catholic schools is so uniform, it's so structured, like it's so quiet, it's so like and to be there and to just be like kind of like encapsulated inside of that, where it's like I know I'm not this person, like I know I could be like a person on a baseball team that's a star player, but it just don't fit for me socially because I don't like being the only black kid. I don't like being the only black kid on the team because that automatically makes you a target. Like you see what I'm saying? So once junior year, the end of junior year hit, I had ended up going back to school and like it just felt like socially awkward anyways because one, the friends that I met, they still was just in school friends. I still don't know these people outside of school. 2022, just now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, 2022. So
Oh, baby, I'm older than both of y'all. I graduated in 2008.
Okay, so the reason I asked this question is because do you feel like things have gotten slightly bit better since then?
As far as the school system?
Yeah, well, I mean, as far as anything, I mean, like
Or
as far
like,
as
just
in general.
So for sure, I think my generation. Listen, I'm just gonna break down the generation since we're talking about overall. We can go music. We can go. You know what I'm saying? I definitely feel like the music.
I'll say school system.
So school system wise, I wouldn't be able to attest to that because once I was out of school, I was no longer in the school system. You know what I'm saying? My daughter is just now starting to get to grades where she gonna have them. I ain't gonna say them specific type of experiences, but she's starting to have more mature experiences. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Dealing with school and all that shit.
Right,
She's
that makes sense.
in middle school, like.
Okay, so
Yeah, this only her second school. No, she's in 7th grade. Like this, yeah, this only her. Really, technically, her first year in middle school, but over there, I guess her second.
For me, 6th grade was my first year of middle school.
No, mine wasn't. I'm from the other side. Our middle school was only 7th and 8th grade.
see,
Yeah.